Hey there, welcome to the Franchise Revolution. This is your online resource for everything franchise related. If you like what you see, please like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. That way you'll always be up to date with all of the videos that we produce here on the channel to keep you up to date on everything related to franchise ownership. On today's video, we are going to be discussing a really important topic, and this is the top 5 franchises that you can own for under $100,000. And that may come as a bit of a surprise to you, especially those people that really only know about the McDonald's and the Taco Bell and the Burger Kings of the world, and they see those businesses, those franchises, and they know it's going to cost multiple millions of dollars to get one of those open, and that can be really deflating to people who are not currently multimillionaires who want to pursue franchise ownership as a vehicle to help them to become a multimillionaire. And a lot of times they'll see that and they'll just give up on that dream because they know it's just out of reach. We're here today to tell you that that is not the case. There are plenty of franchises that you can own for under $100,000. And again, we're going to be talking to you today about our top 5. And again, don't even let the $100,000 number scare you away, because yes, it is going to take roughly $100,000 or a little bit less, potentially a little bit more, if you decide to go really big out of the gate, then $100,000 to get the doors open. But with the SBA, since these are franchises, with the SBA, the Small Business Administration, you can get a loan to open up one of these franchises, oftentimes for as low as 20% down. So if you have $20,000 and a relatively decent credit score above 720, you can pursue these. These are within your reach. So that being said, let's kick off our list here. Number 5 on the list of our top franchises to own under $100,000 are going to be youth sports franchises. Okay, youth sports franchises right now are exploding all over the country, and there's a ton of them. We're going to be talking about this as an industry, and then we'll share with you the name of one of them that we've recently started working with that we really like. They've got great unit economics. But why are youth sports franchises on this list here? Well, you can open these businesses as a home-based business, and with just a little bit of marketing support and help from the franchisor, and then getting out into the community to build this business, you can become cash flow positive very, very rapidly. Now, what about scaling the business? Okay, you might be thinking, okay, great, I can get cash flow positive. Maybe I can replace a small salary to, get into business ownership. What about scaling this business? Well, there are youth sports franchise owners out there that are doing well over $1 million a year of top line revenue, and their costs are not going to be as substantial as they would be if you opened up a restaurant concept, right? Because this is going to be a home-based business. You don't have a lot of overhead. You don't have a ton of employees. All of your employees, or at least most of your employees, are going to be tied to the cost of goods sold. So your operating expenses are going to be very, very low by comparison. So you don't have to do a ton of revenue to make a ton of profits with this type of a business. And the good news is a lot of these you can get open for not only under 100,000, some of these you can get open for around $50,000. And we're going to be talking today about one of them. That is the National Academy of Athletics. It's a new franchise that we have brought on here at Revolution Franchise Brokers. It's a super cool franchise. The guy who founded it is absolutely dynamic. He's unbelievable. He knew John Wooden, and he developed this really great program to help kids become multi-dimensional in athletics, right? You see a lot of these franchises out there that are really kind of unifocused, and maybe they've got a baseball uh, uh, bent to them, or maybe they only focus on soccer or swimming or any of these niche sports. This one is catering to everybody to improve overall athleticism of the youth in your community. You do have a protected territory with these franchises, and the National Academy of Athletics is no different. So you will have a protected territory. And what are you going to be doing? What you're going to be reaching out to the people that can help you to get in front of these children and ultimately their parents, because the kids aren't going to be making the choices here. And so think school corporations, YMCA's, the county, right? Any parks, the parks department, anybody that's got fields and access to families is going to be one of those that you're going to want to reach out to. The HOAs, And the franchises, it's their responsibility to give you the roadmap to teach you how to market, direct market to these people. A lot of them will help you to identify them by getting lists of them so you can do cold outreach to these communities. And once you do, it's a pretty easy sale, right? Hey, we're going to come in here. We're going to provide this. We're going to give you a cut of the profits of the dues for the day, and we're going to make use of these facilities that are already built, already exist, and now you can make revenue from them. And so these are really cool franchises to own if you like being around athletics, if you like being around kids and their families, and if you like to work with different businesses and municipalities to build a business. This could be a perfect franchise for you and a perfect type of franchise for you. All right, that brings us to number 4 on our list of our top 5 franchises to own for under $100,000. And that's going to be senior care franchises. You may have seen the news, and if you pay attention, you're going to see that the population is aging, right? A lot of the baby boomers are getting to the age where they need help. They're going to need specific things, whether it be medical care, non-medical care, just somebody to help them with everyday errands, getting the groceries, etc. They're going to have somewhere that they need to turn. If you open up one of these franchises, they can turn to you and you can provide that kind of a service for them. And there is a ton of franchises in this space. All of them are right around that $100,000 initial investment. And there are some of these franchises that are doing well north of $8 to $9 million of revenue per year for around $100,000 investment. You're not going to find that kind of thing. That's like what a Chick-fil-A does. And a Chick-fil-A to open up, well, first off, it's not a franchise, but a Chick-fil-A is doing about $9 million a year of revenue. You can see how many employees they have. You can see how many, what the building looks like, high traffic area. You know that it's going to be really high overhead. McDonald's is the same thing. That's not the case with these senior care franchises. A lot of times you can operate in a small office complex where you're going to be doing a lot of interviews, especially if it's a like an in-home type senior care franchise. You're going to be doing a lot of interviews. You're going to be bringing in a lot of staff. Some of these uh, franchises, you're going to be, you might even have 100+ employees that are working for you that are going into the homes of these people. But it can be a very rewarding type franchise, and it is a highly scalable model that you can get open for under $100,000. So if you have that in your heart, if you have that in your mind, and you think, I really want to give back to the senior community, and I want to be able to be involved with these families and helping them to take care of their loved ones and make their lives just more comfortable. This could be a great type of franchise for you, but it's not for everybody because of the fact that you will have so many employees that will be working for you. So you must be a strong leader. You must be really well organized, and you must want to have a bunch of people working for you. And it's going to likely be a revolving door of people, right? Because you're going to be hiring a lot of times young people that have multiple jobs and they could be relatively transient with their employment. And so just keep that in mind if that is something that you want to do, even if you just if you have a love for seniors, that love might not be enough. You must be a strong leader and you must have the desire to have a lot of employees. But if you have both of those and right around $25,000 to $30,000, you can get one of these businesses open and operational and get on the pathway to potentially generating multiple millions of dollars. That brings us to number 3 on our list of our top 5 franchises to own for under $100,000. And that is going to be business coaching franchises and maybe even expensive. All right, that brings us to number 3 on our list of our top 5 franchises to own for under $100,000. And it's going to be All right, that brings us to number 3 on our list of our top 5 franchises to own for under $100,000. And that's going to be business coaching franchises and expense reduction franchises. We grouped them together because they are fairly similar. So business coaching, expense reduction. Business coaching, is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be providing coaching services for business owners in your community. A lot of times these small business owners, they just need a coach. They need someone that can show them the ropes to help them get unstuck, right? To maybe get rid of some bad habits or to learn some new good habits in business. A lot of times these people have started these businesses because they were good at the thing that the business did. Auto mechanic is going to start an auto mechanics company. A roofer is going to start a roofing company, and they may need some support in the business side of things, the operational side of things, and the growing of a business. So they are going to turn to coaches to help them to take that next step, to get to the next level, to scale out their own personal businesses. So the marketplace is really huge for you in your business. On the expense reduction side of things, these are going to be, you're going to be working with relatively larger companies and working with executives to lower expenses on things like trash waste removal, on fuel, on internet, on telecom, any sort of major expense that they have. You're going to be helping them to lower those expenses, and then you're going to get a cut of the savings as the franchise owner. That's how you grow those types of businesses. Who's good at these types of businesses? Well, as you might imagine, this is going to be somebody that comes with a little bit more panache. Usually these are people that have been in executive roles, or maybe they've even owned businesses in the past, so they can understand, not only understand their clients' pain points, but also come with that gravitas to convince them that they should trust you as a coach. Now, you don't have to be a great coach, you don't have to be a great mentor, because they're going to teach you all of those things, right? They're going to give you the curriculum, and they're going to give you the tools for the expense reduction side of things. But you do have to have that gravitas. So when they look you up on LinkedIn, it doesn't say like line chef for Denny's business coach, right? They want to see somebody that's got some sort of track record of success. So this is not for everybody, but for the people that it matches, these can be very good businesses. They can also be very good lifestyle businesses because you set your own schedule. A lot of these franchises work in group classes. So you're going to put together cohorts of people, of different business owners that are going to be with you, and you're going to be running classes with them, holding them accountable, etc. But you can grow this in a really efficient time. So you can turn this into a lifestyle business. Maybe you only work Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you take Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays kind of admin days, marketing days slash fishing days. You can do that. You can also scale these out to be, there's some of these owners out there that are doing multiple millions of dollars in this field. It just depends on what your goals are. A lot of great franchises that are in this space. Reach out to us if you want us to introduce you to some, because there are some terrible ones as well. We're not going to get into all of that in this forum, but reach out to us if you are interested in learning more about some of those. All right, number 2 on the list, window cleaning franchises. You can get into window cleaning franchises for, again, under $100,000, but these have multiple millions of dollars of potential revenue. A lot of them will kind of average unit volume right around that, between $300,000 and $700,000 of top line revenue for the business. But when you're only investing $100,000, that is a pretty wonderful return on that. But you can, again, scale this out to multiple millions of dollars simply by adding in either territories or adding in trucks and employees and salespeople to get out into the community to sell your services. The best part about these types of franchises are there is a substantial percentage of your revenue that will be recurring revenue, especially in the B2B side of things. You can have weekly routes with people who need, with businesses that need windows cleaned regularly. So you're not going to have to chase everybody down constantly. You can begin to build this business up, and then it will eventually have that snowball effect where you're not starting the day at ground zero every single day. You are starting the day knowing that you have a certain baseline of revenue that is coming in because of the accounts that you've generated and the work you've done in the past. A lot of franchises in this space, a lot of them will provide really great resources for you: marketing, training, support. Some of them even have proprietary products that you can tout in your marketplace. Buy-in is low, Opportunity is high, recurring revenue. What's not to like about window cleaning? And anybody on earth can do it. So you don't have to hire specialized personnel. So that's number 2 on our list. And that brings us, drum roll please, to number 1. All right, number 1 on our list is painting franchises. There are a ton of different painting franchises out there, and they all have very similar unit economics. We are going to be talking about one. We'll give you the name of one, the investment, some of the potential revenues as well, and some of the reasons why we feel it is a very strong option in the painting industry. But if you have ever thought and seen all of those, painting trucks that are out there, there's a reason. It's because everybody needs painting done at some point or another, either it be businesses or homeowners. So everybody needs it. And so you will be able to provide that service that everybody needs, right? It's a really great option for anybody that has a little bit of cash on hand and a drive to build a really huge business. This is a sales and marketing business. You're going to be out there in the community and making connections, but also running a lot of lead generation style ads that are going to be coming in. A good franchise is going to have a call center that's going to book them onto your salesperson's calendar. That salesperson is going to go out. They're going to sell between 30 and 50% of the people that they visit, and it becomes a very rinse and repeat. And the good news is, when you go into a home and you do a great job maybe on the interior, who are they going to call for the exterior when the exterior needs done? Who are they going to call when they need that deck painted? Who are they going to call when they need the fence painted? They're going to be calling you, so you have the opportunity to generate recurring revenue from that same client, right? With just doing a solid job, exceeding expectations. Now you don't have to chase and work so hard to get the clients that you need to keep growing your business. A lot of these franchises will have the opportunity to have multiple millions of dollars worth of revenue. And almost every one of these types of franchises you can get open and operational for under $100,000, which is why this is number 1 on our list here. We're going to be talking about one, as I mentioned before. This is a franchise called Painter One. This is a franchise that you can get open and operational for under $100,000. But there's a few reasons why we absolutely love this and wanted to include this on the episode today. Number 1, they have great unit economics. They've got franchises that are doing well over $500,000 per year, some even more than that. So you can recoup that initial investment really rapidly and then continue to grow on it and expand, add more territory as your business grows. That's number 2. They've got available territory. So they're big enough to have proof of concept. They've got about 70 locations nationwide, but they're not one of these huge franchises that you're, trying to figure out where I fit in this giant puzzle here, and maybe they've got a tiny little area available for me. No, they've got plenty of territory still available, but it's big enough to have proof of concept so you can be confident knowing they know what they're doing and they've replicated this across the country. Number 3, they've got a mentorship program that is outstanding, one of the best I've ever seen. Not only are you going to get training from the franchisor, they're going to teach you and train you and get you up to speed on what it's like to operate a Painter One franchise, but that's not where the support ends. Once you graduate from there, you're going to be given a mentor that's a franchise owner around you geographically. You're going to be around you there, and they're going to be a couple years ahead of you. And so you can bounce ideas off of them. They're going to be there for you. It's a structured mentorship program. Not all franchises have that available, so it's pretty cool to see that they have that as part of their thing. And the last thing that is truly unique, something I've not really seen before, every franchise owner has a piece of equity in the franchisor entity. Now that is unique. What does that mean? Well, it means that when you buy into the franchise system, not only do you own your business, you own 100% of your new business that you just founded as a franchised location, but you also own a share of the franchisor entity. So when they go to sell their franchisor entity to, let's say, private equity, maybe they're getting a lot of interest because they've built this great, highly profitable business, and somebody wants to come in and buy it. It happens all the time in the franchising space. You, now as an owner of that franchise, get a piece of the windfall of whatever they sell the business for. That is truly unique. And I think that shows the heart of the people and the executives at Painter One. They're not just in this for the selfish reasons, right? Just making as much money as possible. They really want to help out their franchise owners with mentorship, training, outstanding marketing, all of the base level things that you need, outstanding marketing, call center, all the whole 9 yards. But they want to take it a step further to prove how invested they are in their franchisees' success by giving them a piece of ownership of the franchisor entity. So, Painter One, they're absolutely awesome. If you liked what you saw today, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you'll always be up to date on everything that we have going on here at Revolution Franchise on the Franchise Revolution. And if you liked any of the franchises that you saw today or any of the industries that you thought were interesting, visit our website, revfran.com, and select a time to chat with one of our franchise advisors. Be happy to help walk you through the process towards becoming a franchise owner and provide any sort of other resources that you might need. That's it from us today. Be excellent. We'll catch you on the next one.